What does it mean to tell a story with your photos? We hear about this concept of storytelling through photography all the time, but what does it actually mean to tell a story with photographs? And more importantly, how do you do it? I think there are two main ways to tell stories through photographs. First, through a series of selected images shown in a sequence, and second, through a single image that stands alone but still has its own unique individual narrative. Today we're going to focus on the one that's a little bit more challenging: how to tell a story in just one frame. I think the most important thing an image needs to do to tell a story is create questions in the viewer's mind and spark curiosity. When somebody looks at your photos, it makes them wonder things, regardless of what the subject is, whether it's people, an object, or a building. If it's creating questions, it's prompting imagination and allowing a story to unfold in their mind. There are four essential components to photographic storytelling: a subject, a setting, emotion or gesture, and a sense of moment. We're going to talk about each of these in depth and how I go about approaching them in photographs. Remember, there isn't just one approach to storytelling in photography. There are several. What we're going to talk about isn't the end-all be-all, just my perspective and framework. So the first thing we need is a clear subject. Who or what is the story about? Every good story has a main character, and your photo is no different. Whether it's a person, a pairing, a group of people, an object, or a building, your image needs focus. What we're aiming to do with storytelling in photography is go beyond just pretty or cool and consider how we can create a human connection with an image. We're all people, of course. We have experiences, ideas, and things we can relate to or empathize with. So what I'm looking for in a subject is some sort of human element, whether that's literally people or a hint of human presence. Laundry left outside, a house, an old shop, a bicycle. Something that makes you think and wonder, what's going on here? Who does this belong to? What's the relationship between these people? So on and so forth. The important thing here is clarity. Your eye needs a place to land, and your subject is the anchor in the scene. If everything in the scene is fighting for attention, the story gets lost. The second thing we need is a setting. Where does the story take place, and why does it matter? The environment your subject is in isn't just filler. It's a supporting character that can add depth to the narrative. A cramped kitchen, a quiet shrine or park, a busy alleyway, all tell us something different about the subject. This again creates those questions. Is this part of their daily life or a one-time event? Why are they here? Where are they coming from and where are they going? In non-human subjects, it's going to be those other telling details that add to your story. Whether it's the words on a sign, other objects nearby, or the density of buildings that show you're in a city. There's an infinite combination of things that can be put together to prompt a story. The key here is recognizing and including those supporting elements to add layers to your subject. I have to either pull back enough to show other details in the environment and create context, or get closer to minimize distractions but still leave hints of other things to spark curiosity. Including just enough of the setting to hint at a backstory without overwhelming the subject is the sweet spot. That relationship between subject and environment is what elevates a photo from a snapshot to a story. The third thing we need is emotion or gesture. What's happening here emotionally? This is where your photo starts to feel like a story. The viewer stops thinking, nice photo, and starts thinking, what's going on here? We're looking for emotion, connection, body language, and humanity. The way two people lean into each other, a conversation caught mid-laugh, a slouched posture, a quiet moment of solitude in a public space, or the way someone grips a bag. All of these things can imply joy, intimacy, solitude, or routine. You're not necessarily trying to answer every question in the frame. You're trying to plant questions in your viewer's mind. Who is this person? What are they feeling? What just happened? What's about to happen? What's the relationship here? In non-human subjects, I'm looking at things like texture, decay and roughness, or polish and shine. Things like density. Is there a lot of stuff all together here in the scene, or is it a single thing standing on its own in a space? Light also has a big effect on the emotion in a scene. Soft light feels more serene or melancholic. Golden warm light can feel more romantic or nostalgic, and hard light can bring energy or tension. Color plays an important role too. Blue can feel calm or isolated, green can be harmony, yellow can be happiness, red can be passion or excitement. All these things blended together intentionally, emotion, gesture, texture, light, and color make your photo feel alive and create a deeper scenario that again prompts those questions that create story. And the last element is a sense of moment. Why this instant and not another? A storytelling photo captures that feeling that something real, fleeting, and unrepeatable just happened. The light changed for just a second. The subject made a faint smile or a grand gesture. Maybe two very contrasting people are in a space at the same time. The light on in a house at the end of the day, or the way a certain object is left out or placed in the environment. It's that fraction of a second, or sometimes a lingering moment, where the story peaks and you're there with your finger on the shutter. The magic of photography is freezing that moment. And what makes it powerful isn't just timing, it's intentional timing. You saw the potential and captured it with purpose. So to recap, the 4 essential elements of storytelling in a single image. 1, a clear subject. Who or what is the story about? 2, a meaningful setting. Where is this happening and why does it matter? 3, emotion or gesture. What's being felt or done? What's the scenario? And 4, a sense of moment. Why this instant and not another? You don't have to tick every single one of these boxes perfectly in every shot, but the more of them you can bring together, the more likely your image is to resonate. Over time, this stops being a checklist and starts becoming instinct. You simply notice things more, but that all comes with practice. You just have to get out and shoot a lot to develop that eye. So next time you're out shooting, slow down. Look for light, look for moments. Ask questions about the scene in front of you, and let your photos suggest the answers. Because the best photographic stories are the ones that make you feel like you've stepped into a real moment, even if it only lasted a split second. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions, leave them down there as well, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Hit like if you enjoyed, and subscribe to make sure you get the next one. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.